Texas A&M beat Missouri 41-10 yesterday. The whole new Saturday tour was in the house. It was a splattering. This right here is the look of someone who witnessed a splattering yesterday. As a result, it brings me no joy to say this game gets a mere 1.5 chali on the 1 to 5 chali rating system, which means nothing to you if you're an A&M fan because you dominated the entire day in every way possible. Missouri had allowed 3 explosive plays all season coming into this. And as we said in the lead up to last week when we picked A&M to win, which is not a brag because like everyone else did as well, but when we were breaking this game down, we said there are some paper tiger stats out there, no pun intended, and they could be present with Missouri's team profile right now, just given how little resistance they had had on their schedule so far. And so they had had 3 explosive plays given up all year. Okay, well, they gave up 7 Saturday. So what did it really mean? This is not the National Football League where when you get halfway into the season, you can start throwing these stats around like your top 5 in this or your top 7 in that. It means something a lot more at the pro level than it does at the college level where you've got this disparity in strength of schedule. So A&M ripped them yesterday, all day. Padlock stat here. A&M outrushed Missouri 236-68. That's ball game. That's what that translates to in English, ball game. 6.6 to 2.3 yards per carry advantage. And if I were to give you that number Friday, if I were to tell you, hey, I hear that the game's already been played. It won't be aired until tomorrow, but I got the spoilers, and A&M outrushes them 236-68. You would probably say, well, good for Marcel Reed. Man, that backup quarterback shines again, and he gets the nod. Connor Weigman wasn't good enough to go, and they stuck to the run. They stuck to what they should stick to, and him and Le'Veon Moss, they probably had a career day. Reed didn't even get in the game to the fourth quarter. This was Connor Weigman's game. They also just happened to throw it for 276. The rushing yards were just a nice bonus, but Connor Weigman had a day, man. We got there Thursday night. I was on campus. I was in the complex all day Friday. I think I talked to pretty much every staffer that A&M has. Had a pretty good idea that Weigman was going to go. Kept our mouth shut on it because that's professionalism. That's how you have to roll. But the concern was, let's get to game day. Let's warm him up. Let's make sure the ball comes out of his hand the way that we wanted to. It's a shoulder injury, after all, and it did. And so they never hesitated to start him. And there was also this pent-up frustration that after the game, Elko aired publicly that to that point they had said a word about. They were like borderline irate in that place about what had allowed to permeate in terms of rumor and innuendo, if you will, about Connor Weigman. Not his play on the field. Elko, after the game, even said, you can talk about him and his play on the field and what he does and doesn't do well. That's fine. He's a big boy. He can handle all that. But a lot of the stuff, personal attacks, shots at character, etc., that are blatantly false, dropped a little F-bomb in the postgame, didn't he? I actually thought it was warranted. Meemaw may disagree with me, but I thought it was warranted. And he stood up for his guy because his guy went and acted like a warrior all Saturday afternoon. So good for Connor Weigman, 18 of 22, like I said, 276, 82% completion day. A&M scored 6 of 9 drives to open the game. 6 of 7, actually. My 9s look like 7s. 6 of 7 drives to open the game. This thing was over so early. So early. Missouri had a really, really good pass down the far sideline on their first play from scrimmage, I think. And that concluded a lot of Missouri's big plays for the day. There's 6 opening drives. This could be its own little mini Sarah McLachlan special. Downs, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, punt, 3 and out, touchdown. Congrats. Probably missed holding call there to end the half, and it was already long decided before that. Brady Cook never had a shot in this game. So I think Brady Cook has struggled with his accuracy all year. There's been a lot of stuff that's been open that he's missed, and he's missed it against lesser competition. So I had concerns about him coming into this environment. I don't think he looked 100% healthy, but I don't know that. I just think that's the way he looked. But if he's not, he's got good reason not to be. 6 quarterback hurries, 6 sacks. He was hobbled at times. A&M had 8 defensive tackles for loss. And did you see the end of this game? Just say no. I know most of you had tuned out, but I was there until the bitter end. And I'm telling you, Missouri, they got to the 3-yard line. They got the first and goal, 3-yard line. It was 2nd and 2, actually, at the 3. Time's ticking away. And 7 plays later, they were at the 6-yard line. A&M's defense bowed its neck late, and this is meaningless, garbage time, so to speak. It's not meaningless. If we're talking about what we talked about with Bama, you're talking about trying to install and instill a standard of performance regardless of score, nameless, faceless opponent, all that stuff you think is boring and a lot of you think is coach speak. It's real. That's called culture. Theirs has sucked at Texas A&M for a long time, and now it doesn't so much anymore. I thought that spoke volumes. Didn't matter. Eli decides to kick a field goal, which meant 51 total points instead of 48 total points. The total was 48 and a half. But I digress. There's a lot that needed to be undone there. When Jimbo left, okay, just to kind of paint the picture of how I see Texas A&M football, when Jimbo left, it wasn't a start from scratch thing, because there's some good players there. It wasn't a start from scratch thing in that you have to build the infrastructure. Infrastructure's incredible. If you ever doubted me when I've said that's an elite top 10 job, I just wish I could take you with me. I wish I could take you. I went out to eat with Lucci Friday night. I cannot, in strong enough terms, explain to you how casually billionaires walk around out there and 100 millionaires walk around out there. Jean shorts, tucked in T-shirt, graphic on the front. It's absolutely amazing. It's a ready-made winner. It has been for over a decade now. The post-Manziel A&M era, they've had 2 head coaches there. Neither of them were the right guy for the job. But when Elko came in, it's not a rebuild. It's an undoing. There's a lot of crap there. There's a lot of things politically that you just have to unwind and undo. And frankly, it probably scares some guys away. Luckily for them, it didn't scare him away. This is not a completed mission by any stretch. It is a work in progress. Great passing of a test yesterday. Think about how infrequently Jimbo's teams got this kind of margin on significant opponents. It was always a dogfight. Every first down felt like a dogfight under Jimbo. Now, I got theories on that as well. Maybe some misconceptions about what were the strengths and weaknesses under Jimbo. We'll talk about that another day. That is not for tonight's show. But work in progress, and now here's what I want to do. I got an empty cup here, but just pretend there are rat poison pills in here. I went up to the press box during the second half yesterday just to say hey to some people, and I know that the press box is not Texas A&M fans at large, but I think what was being said or whispered around the press box probably echoes a lot of what A&M folks were saying, and that is, could we be a one-loss team when Texas comes in here? Nope. Plug the ears. Don't even want to hear it. I watched carnage all over the place. I watched bits and pieces of contenders get splattered all over the place yesterday. I don't want to listen to that. For your guys' sake, I don't want to listen to that. Now, if you are a one-loss team when you play Texas, we'll be back there. But I don't want to hear that because there are several losable games because apparently in 2024 college football, every game is losable for everyone. Nothing is real anymore. And as Meemaw she once told me and then always did, if nothing's real, anything is possible. So anything is possible. Texas A&M right now, they got a bye week, and then Mississippi State, and then LSU comes in there. Can you smell it? Can you smell it? Yes, it's rat poison. Do not eat it. Do not eat it. We were there yesterday. We had a great time. In fact, Colin, we go there Thursday night so that I can speak Friday. We had Laura Rutledge, myself, and Amanda Scarborough roll into the classroom there at Texas A&M Friday. That classroom is in Kyle Field, by the way. And it's my kind of format. It's an hour of Q&A from some of the brightest students that want to seek this track in either media or public relations or production, and it's great. And TexAgs actually, I think, filmed it. It's available somewhere. But that was really fun. And then, man, Saturday was awesome. I stand up. Like, I ride for Texas A&M's game day environment, and most of you hate on me for it, and it's okay. But I love these folks, and I don't really care who hears me say it. And I think probably 50% of the 105,000 in attendance asked to take a picture, and we're happy to do it. That's what God created all these commercial breaks for. So there is a purpose for them, after all. And so we were out there getting sunburnt and celebrating there with the locals. Missouri had a good contingent, but this picture right here is what I want to talk to you about. Because Yes, on one hand, my left hand is a little low. And I am already aware of some of the subcontext that would inevitably go along with me taking a picture with the Yell leaders. But I want to tell you, I regret nothing about this picture. And everything from my mom to Scott Van Pelt to producer Jesse and management can say whatever they want to about this picture, and they all did. I had Colin put it on air anyway. Because you know what? I had a great time Saturday, and I don't care what the rest of you think about it. Am I defensive? Am I lashing out due to insecurity? Some would say that. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with it. I don't know that I disagree with it. I just want it to have been said and shown on the air. So thank you to our fine friends out in College Station for what was a wonderful weekend.